Wire finally came in yesterday, and we was able to get the structure basically finished outside of the door, which is the next thing to throw together. And once we get the door on, I'll have to go back and do a lot of nails and such, make sure there's nothing that can hurt the lizards poking through or anything, and then build some climbing and some shelves on the inside for them to be able to walk up. I cut that little design in, to kind of give a little bit more screen. So what I'll probably do, at least on one side, is have a little ladder walkway kind of correspond with that board, and a little shelf on the back, and then maybe another one going up a little bit higher between these two boards. So once I get in there and get started, I just kind of figure that out as I go. I had a basic plan in my head of how I wanted this to go, and I kind of made a couple of changes along the way that ended up giving me a couple of extra boards left over, which will just roll to the next project. But all in all, I like it so far. The main thing with this is to build something that wasn't permanent, that could be moved rather easy. In case I do make the move back home to Alabama in the next year. I wanted to be able to tear it apart, or not tear it apart, but just move it on the back of my flatbed trailer and hit the road. So that was the whole reason for the design with the concrete footings. So yeah, hopefully be finished up this thing in a couple of days, and it'll go outside, and the little yearling cyclure can take up residence. All right, so the door's on, pretty much complete. I just got to do a little cleanup with some screws here and there, go over everything, double check, put dual latches on the door, and of course they'll have some little quick connects that'll have to be removed on both before you can open it. So you got it. It's not like it's going to get knocked open very easy. Door's pretty sturdy. I did my little design on the side. Vinyl coated wire. Hard to get this stuff tight by yourself. So it's not bad. It's tight. The sides, of course, a little bit long. I guess I could probably run a 2x4 along the inside just to kind of secure it a little bit more. I'll think about that tonight, when I get ready to do the final. I've got a piece of tin that'll run across the top, and I think it's about 18 inches wide, so there'll still be some direct sunlight coming down on the edges. I got to get out there and hit it with a water hose and get it cleaned up. So a couple of little places I got to tap. You see a little bow there in a couple of places. Slinky's on TV. But all in all, so far so good. Once I get the inside done, like I said, I'm going to build a couple of little ramps, a couple of little platforms. Of course, they'll get a hide box, and I may build like a little water feature for them somewhere on the bottom, similar to what I did for my tortoises. But I'm hoping to have them in it in a couple of days. Now that I pretty much got the shell done and complete. Of course, got to get it out in the yard, which I've got a plan for that as well. So yeah, pretty happy with it. All right, it's out of the shop. I was able to MacGyver this thing out by myself using a couple of couple of jacks and some pieces of wood as planks to roll it. So it's got to settle. It's pretty sturdy on there, but I'm assuming, you know, it rains a couple of times, these blocks, and the weight, it'll settle in. So yeah, we're in and ready for a test tomorrow to check the sun, see how it hits it all day, and kind of already know. Usually you get, you know, a lot of morning sun, midday sun, and then 2-3 o'clock the sun kind of gets behind my shop and it kind of works its way out a little bit. So they'll have, you know, good 6-8 hours to sun all they want to from sun up when the sun comes up over there, and then it stays behind that tree a little bit, so it's not like direct sunlight the whole day. Really the only time this yard gets like direct sunlight is when it's like right in this middle section. But yeah, it's out here. Got a few little basking spots thrown together. I don't know if I ever said the size. It's 4 foot wide, 8 foot long, and about 6.5 foot high. It's got that shelf, little ramp going up, and I'll add more to it and change some things around as we go. Probably put another basking shelf somewhere in there. I just wanted to get it done, get it outside, and have the animals in it as soon as possible. They've been in these little 48 by 24 by 24 temporary enclosures I keep right here in the shop for the past Saturday will be 3 weeks. So I'm excited to get them in the sunshine and the outdoors, and I've got their little hide box built. I just got to throw it in there and probably put some you know, some of that bark like I have over there in the bottom, just so they're just not directly on the wood. Got a little light in there, a little motion light for when if I have to come out here at night and you know, do something, it'll kick on. Something comes out here messing with them, which I don't really have much come in my yard, even though we live next door to a giant swamp. I've seen one snake, one possum in 2.5 years here. We've got a pretty bad outdoor cat that kind of keeps everything run off, including dogs. So yeah, she's a wrap. Locks, you know, open them from the inside, dual lock. So yep, done deal. All right, it's morning, probably 8:30. Got this thing pretty much set up, minimalistic to start. You know, they got basking areas, water, got them some food in here, their hide box. Of course, that hide box will get changed out pretty soon to a heated hide box, but we're not going to need that for several months. So I'm about to introduce them, go ahead and get them in. I think we're ready to go. So after picking them up 3 weeks ago this Saturday, they've been in their 48 by 24 by 24s, and I think it's time to let them stretch their legs a little bit. So here we go. All right, so they're in. Put their little hides from their other enclosures. I'd left the lights off in there, so they were asleep. Trying to make this as less stressful as possible for them. So kind of stuck them in their hides a little bit, let them come out on their own. So you know, little stress as possible. So they just woke up. I'll try to get back out here and get a little bit more video of them once they come out and kind of explore. They got food, they got their water. Probably let them have a few weeks in here, just chilling and settling in, see how they like it. make sure they're not going crazy, make sure nothing bad happens before I call this a complete success. We can always move them back into their temporaries if they need to. I mean, they're not the biggest, they're just little yearlings. So they're now in. Let's see if I can. Yeah. They were half asleep when I picked them up, so they were a little ornery. I just stuck their heads in the little holes there to kind of let them dip through. So they're like, what in the world's going on? Where am I at? So anyway, now that they're in, we're going to just back off and let them kind of come out, and I'll try to check them from a distance. And yeah, this is big enough. The reason I built it like this, it's big enough for me to get in there and work with them a little bit to start, before I start trying to work with them outside with the cage. And it's also movable. It's not permanent, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here at this place. Hope to sell this place and make the move back to Alabama sometime in the next year to 2 years. And I just want to be able to pick it up, throw it on the trailer, and take it with me. So anyway, I'll try to catch some video, a little bit more video of them once they come out and about and hang out a little bit. Alright, so it didn't take long. They're out exploring. You can see one is back here. Yeah, I see you. You're giving me a little head bob. Catching some rays next to the hide box, and then the other one, he's climbing the wire a little bit. He's probably been stressed a little bit more of the two since we got him. He kind of went off food for a few days. He's eating. He just doesn't eat as much as the other. Hopefully now that they're outside, they're going to kind of perk up a little bit more. So yeah, I see you back there. So far so good, pretty good. We're just going to leave them alone and let them get settled in. There's no way out up there, buddy. I get it. You're going to test. Get that one, a little bit of weight put back on that one. Like I said, he went off food for about a week after I got him, and then he eats some kale, some greens, but not like that one. That one up there never skipped a beat with food. Hey! That's what I like to see. So you can kind of see, back up a little bit, kind of see some of the shady spots, how it's casting. I've also got some shade nets or some shade cloth that, you know, if I think it's too much for them, I can throw up on one side or across the top. You know, they got a 26-inch wide piece of tin, roofing tin, corrugated tin up there to kind of, you know, cast a shade right in the middle as the sun rolls over. It'll walk out this way, and the edges will have direct sunlight pretty much at all times, but they'll have a middle section that's shaded. And then, you know, I cut the little side screen in a little bit lower. That way, just a little bit more air ventilation, a little bit more sight for them to be able to see out of if they're, you know, down low. So it's just hanging out up there. So yeah, this one's out exploring the bottom. So we'll do some updates here and there, and see how things go. I'm excited for them. And eventually, you know, they'll probably outgrow this cage and we'll put them into something, you know, twice the size. Hopefully we won't have to do that until I've moved back home to South Alabama. When I say South Alabama, I mean right on the coast, extremely, you know, close to the Gulf of Mexico. So we'll be, you know, very similar to temperature-wise and weather-wise what we have here. So anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this video up. This will be the end of the build video, and on to the next build.